What is going on, Rangers fans? I'm Randy, and we are back for week number 9 of the GBA D-League Season 4. I'm, of course, your coach of the Texas Pokemon Rangers, and this week we're going against the Los Angeles Nidokings, coached by TTM Danza. Crobat for the win. I don't even know. He has like so many different names. But he is currently he's a great battler, man. He's a sports dude. I've always liked that. Bringing in that aspect of to his games, to his videos. So, very respectable battler. He's been dominating this season. He is currently the number 3 seed. All these, I'm gonna have some standings in the video. I'll try to include a screenshot if I can. The snipping tool, I'll definitely try to. But we were in a tight spot here. We're not in the worst position in the world. It sucks that we dropped to Zazo last week. I'm still waiting for that damn upload, by the way, man. I want to see what's going on. But currently, we're at the 5 seed. And we are at a 3-way tie at 4-4 with Melon and his Electivire, and then of course Deebs and his Flame Wheels. Meanwhile, CJ and of course the new coach Techno are definitely still very much alive. Even Greg's still alive if they're able to beat down their next few opponents. So it's going to be huge to whether or not I can definitely try to push back. You know, keep myself safe in the 5 seed because I'd rather have the 5 seed. Than the 6 seed, obviously, because if I get the 6 seed, I have to go to the 1 seed, and from the 5 seed, I have to go to the 2 seed if I'm able to get out of the first wild card round. So, obviously, it's at a weird spot. I really wish I would have won at least one of those 2 games early on against CJ or what's his name, Goldoa, but you know, it's unfortunate. That's the way it goes. I hope you guys aren't too disappointed with my run so far. I've been doing my best, honestly. I've been making some crappy plays. I know that. Some questionable builds, I know that, but it's tough guys playing, man. They're playing their hearts out. They're having a lot of fun, and you know, it only adds a little bit more interest into my run here. So hopefully, we can make something happen and pull out a miracle and make it back to the finals. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and jump into Danza's team here. He's got a pretty threatening squad on him, including a very new mon that I really don't want to face. I don't think it's very fair to play it. But am I going to complain? Hell no, because, I mean, I'm up for the challenge. So his team consists of the Mega Gallade, the Weavile, Tornadus, Therian, which is one of his Z-Crystal users, and Amoonguss, Toxapex, Savali, Zeraora, which is a newly acquired, Alolan Marowak, Mesprit, Drampa, which is his other Z-Crystal user, and the Steelix. So, of course, I get to be the lucky one to probably face it first because he didn't bring it last week. But I'm sure he's going to bring it this week. I'm just positive he will because it outspeeds my Mega, which I bring my Mega every time. It beats my Celesteela. It beats my Latios. It beats my Mamoswine. It beats my entire Big 4 straight up offensively, which is stupid. Like, it's just annoying that he had to add that. Because if he had Jolteon, man, like, what is Jolteon? What is he going to do to me? Nothing. So it's unfortunate he got it for this matchup. But even besides, like, put Zeraora to the side, he has a lot of annoying mons still. He's got Mega Gallade, which is stupid good. I don't have a switch into that beast in my entire draft, besides maybe my Uxie. He's got Weavile, which is a stupid threat, and then Torn is just stupid good with his E-Crystal if it's able to keep that, you know, actually hit Hurricane. Toxapex and Amoonguss is a kind of a nasty core there for me to deal with. And he even has a pretty mini Trick Room core, as you guys saw last week. He's got that Mesprit, Alolan Marowak, Drampa, Steelix potentially could be one. Savali, obviously unpredictable. So his entire roster is just like stupid. Like it's like so good, but Zeraora just makes it like so much harder to prep for. So I actually had another build without Zeraora, and honestly, it was a bit of a better build for me. But we have to go against Zeraora probably. You know, it's definitely gonna be ready in this match. At least I think so. If it's not, I'm gonna be shocked because. Jesus, I mean, I'll be shocked if it doesn't come. So, but anyways, it's enough of me complaining. I'm not trying to complain or nothing. You know, I'm just saying it's really hard task to deal with a mon like that, because it's new. Obviously, we can only study so much about the mon. It doesn't hit that hard, but it's got strong base attacks, like base 100 physical lightning move with no sort of a drawback. CC to hit those fat steals or fat I guess ground rock types or whatever. He doesn't have U-turn, which is nice. I don't get Volt Switch, which is pretty cool. It gets Fire Punch, so we can hit Shaman. But besides that, man, it's annoying for sure. But I'm up to the challenge. I feel like I have a chance to beat him with the squad I have here. And I do think I'll be able to win this game, given some of the surprise factors I may have on the squad. So let's go ahead and jump into the team build here. We have the Scarf Mamoswine Tom leading the way. EQ, Crash, Knockoff, and Icicle Spear. Of course, you guys know what this is for. This is for a Zeraora, an outrun Zeraora at max speed. And of course, EQ and like both dual stabs are really good against the squad. He doesn't have great resists. And If he brings one of his regen cores, then obviously Earthquake can be spammed against Pex, or Ice can be still spammed against his Amoonguss. Overall, this mon is a very legitimate win con if I'm able to wear down his fat. Like Icicle Spear, late game, or even early game to like tear apart some stuff can be very threatening for him. Of course, knocking off those potential choice scarfs or crucial like berries are going to be very effective in this matchup. And it's just a great, Mammoth Swine's really good in this matchup. And Scarf was the way to go, we felt like, so that's the way we ended up going. Really nothing else to say here. Just able to hopefully catch that Zeraora off, hopefully. The only way, of course, he's able to outrun me is if you were to bring like a Scarf Weavile, which is, I don't think that's even a thing. Maybe a Scarf Torn. He could bring Scarf Zeraora, but like, he needs the coverage, man. He needs it badly. So, the only two possible Scarfers that I think would come are Weavile and Torn, but Weavile's not a Scarf user, man. Torn can probably be Scarf, but I just don't see it being, like, I don't see that being a thing. I just don't see Scarf Torn being a thing. I don't know why. I guess especially against Celesteela, man. Like, I don't think that's a thing. I don't think that's to be a thing, so I'm not too worried about. So I should be able to outrun his entire bring with my Scarf ammo. So next up we have the Aaron Barden, the Rotom Heat, my physically defensive Rotom Heat, which is my only real wall to the Zeraora. Bandit Close Combat ain't gonna mess with me because I got Pain Split, I got leftovers, I can overheat on him to drop him. Shadow Ball, of course, is for the Alolan Marowak, and Pain Split is for me to stay alive. This Pokemon has a pretty decent matchup against them, offensively and defensively, with my stabs, and of course Shadow Ball to hit the Marowak. I just have to be as fast as I can for that Zeraora, and there's really nothing else to say about it. It can also deal with his Torn if he isn't like some bulk upset or something, but even then I can hit him with Volt Switch and stuff like that if he's not like Max Spadef or whatever the case could be. So that's the only way like he can deal with me with Torn, I guess. But I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen. But it's a great Pokemon. Rotom Heat's gonna be very effective in this game, I feel like, and I look forward to using it. Nothing else to say there. Next up, we have the Latios running a very, very fat spread here, running Modest Nature with enough speed to outrun, I believe it's the, what am I opening up Discord for? Enough to outrun, I believe, Adamant max speed Silvally, not Timid or Jolly, Adamant. So I'm able to outrun a very fat Silvally, a very fast one, even though I'm pretty sure he won't be max speed. He's probably going to either be Scarfed for like Lopunny, or he's going to be a very fat, physically defensive set. I'm not sure what type he'd be. But I mean, that's the only two I expect. So obviously, creeping for that was effective. So we can have some bulk, and behind the sub, I can definitely do some damage to his squad here with dual stab. It's just very effective in this matchup. It deals with this regen core, obviously, so I can punish him for bringing physically defensive Amoonguss or Pex, getting behind my subs and just spamming Psyshock against them. His only Psychic resist, or of course Weavile's the immunity, Steelix is the resist, but Dragon Pulse is going to do a crowd ton to both of those guys there. So ultimately this set is really, really good against them. I just need to take advantage of his regen core, get behind a sub, and I should be good to go to spam and break through his core there, or his offensive build, because the only way he could break the sub is if he brings his offensive Mons like Weavile or Torn in, and I can punish those for being in and hopefully knock him out and get him in, out of the way for Lopunny. Speaking of Lop, we have Mega Lop coming in, of course. As expected, we have Low Kick, Return, Facade, and Power Up Punch. No Fake Out this week because I do not want to fake out that Gallade turn 1 if he leads it, because if he leads it and I fake out a Mega Gallade, I'm probably the worst player ever to ever live and play this game. So, Low Kick, Return, Facade, and Power Up Punch was the play. Facade was mainly there to take advantage of his regen core, take advantage of Toxapex trying to burn me with Scald, or Will-O-Wisp from and Alolan Marowak if he ends up being like a physically defensive set for some reason. Not that it would really be effective, but it's mainly there to get rid of this, to not care about the burn. I can switch this into Pex without any sort of concern. If he ends up getting Toxic Spikes, then I can take advantage of that's poison and start clicking Facade, because he doesn't have a great Facade answer that isn't weak to fighting. So obviously that'd be very, very cool to take advantage of that. And of course, I need Low Kick to hit Steelix in case it does show up in this game, which it could. But I mean, seeing as I always bring like Mammoth Swine, Rotom Heat's probably going to come and Shaman too to check Zeraora. It probably won't show up, but I mean, I gotta have it just in case, because I would hate to be rolled by a damn Steelix. That'd be kind of embarrassing. And of course, we're outrunning a max speed Weavile. We didn't try to creep or anything, because Weavile actually tears apart my rest of my roster. Next up, we have a physically defensive Shaman, Sub, Leech Sheet, Psychic, and Seed Flare. Once again, this is my other answer to his Zeraora. I need to have two, because I'm not going to lose to that thing. I don't want to lose to that thing. And of course, Sub Seed is very nice against him. If he doesn't bring his Amoonguss, getting up Seeds would be annoying. Of course, Psychic was there to hit the Amoonguss with spit F drops, I can definitely take care of it if I'm able to catch it on a switch and not try to beat it 1v1, because I don't think I can beat it 1v1, especially with a sludge bomb. So of course I need to have that. It's also, it can take a hit from Gallade if needed, so being able to have that is always nice, because, you know, Gallade's a freaking monster. I can't switch into that thing on a squad. And of course you can deal with this pretty much any Savali there. I can sub up on his potential Toxic and just start clicking Seed Flare there. The only mon that actually does wall me is his Drampa if he's running a Sap Zipper, like a fat Drampa. But obviously, you know, Drampa loses to my big four, so I don't think he's going to bring Drampa in this game here. So finally, we have the Uxie, which of course is my Mega Gallade answer. Cobra Berry, Foul Play, U-Turn, Thunder Wave, Stealth Rock. Of course, pretty standard here. A little passive, but he doesn't really have a great mon to take advantage of this setup-wise, so we felt it was fine. Obviously, like a bulk of Gallade could be annoying, but I got Thunder Wave for that to slow it down. Now I can bring in something like Shaman or even Latios to deal with that thing, so I'm not too worried about it. I got Foul Play in case he tries to SD on me or whatever. And of course, Stealth Rock is very important to have some chip for that Zero Aura, as well as his Torn. That way I don't have to always be worried about it getting back to full or whatever the case could be. So this is the squad. Obviously, it's not something I'm used to using. I'm not used to having 3 fat stuff, man. Like 3 dedicated fat mons is like something I'm not used to. My Lop's a little funky, but I think it's still gonna be fine. Latios is it's really cool. I think Latios can do a lot of work in this game. And then of course, Mammoth Swine's my only sort of surprise factor in this game. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory, or like really easy to pick up upon looking at maybe the build or just seeing it the first turn it comes in, or does a move or something. But if I can just catch him, man, or if I can just wear down his team, I think Mammoth Swine can pull us out, man. We need this dub here because we need to get some cushion with the 6 and then of course the 1 seed out of the playoff seed. So we need to get this playoff spot secured as early as we can, or as secure as we can, so that way I don't have to stress, man. Because next week against Melon, we got Melon next week. And that game is gonna be a playoff game, guys. That's gonna be a huge game next week. So if I can just win today, next week's game will be a little bit less important for me, although I still want to win that game so I can claim the 5 seed. But you know, I gotta win this week first. I gotta win these next 2 games to have a shot. If I win these next 2 against Danza and Melon, I'm pretty sure I'm locked in, I guaranteed, even if they're like 1-0 victories. Whereas if I lose this game, then I pretty much have to win the next 2 to win. Although there is some chance I can make playoffs at 4-7, which is ridiculous. But I want to make it over 500, dude. I'm not gonna try to finish this season 5-6. I want to go 6-5, man. That's the goal. That's what we're gonna do. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the season. I know I haven't been the same since last season, and I don't want to say I'm sorry for that, because I'm obviously gonna be a little bit different with a different team, different players, but I'm sure most of you have probably hopped on a bandwagon of, say, Goldoa or Techno, or, just went straight to Leo with Magirna or whatever, and that's fine. I respect that, man. But, hopefully I can perform well these last couple of games, and if we don't make it, I hope I still provide some good content for you guys to watch. So that's all I can hope for. I can hope y'all believe in me that we can pull this out. Hashtag Pursuit. I haven't said it a lot this season, even though that's the goal. That's still the goal. Hashtag Pursuit. I'll see you all tomorrow for the game.